Hey guys, for today's video, first up, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on the post notification. I figured I would kind of talk to you a little bit about what I have planned for my outfit and stuff for JoJo Siwa tour, and talk a little bit about that because I'm really excited about it and I need to get it out of my system because when something fun and exciting like this happens or I find out, I get so excited and then I just have to I talk about it kind of to get it out of my system. First up, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say I'm over the top extremely excited for it, but it is not gonna be as good as Squad Tour. And I'm saying that because Squad Tour had, first up, I'm a huge fan. I'm literally the squad's biggest fan. I'm also the Siwa family's biggest fan, and I'm XOD Pop's biggest fan. And I really love the Bells. Here's the thing. I'm not gonna say I'm their biggest fan, but I am a big fan of them. And I say that because country music really isn't my area. It's not my thing. But I do really enjoy the Bells. And so, but I do really love the Bells. And last time, I'm really excited. This is my chance to see them live because last time I didn't get to see them live. And the reasoning, well, kind of, but kind of not. What I mean is on stage. Because last time I got to watch it from a TV screen. Because last time me and my sister didn't plan things out correctly. We kind of just we didn't have everything planned out. And so we kind of got there and we went up. And since we had to go upstairs to our seating, so we literally went upstairs and went into the restroom area, and then we got out of the restroom area, and then she's like, do you want to go down and get some merch? And I'm like, yes. And I literally told her, I went I don't have money, and she's like, don't worry, because apparently my dad gave her money. He gave her about $100. Or he gave her $100 to get through, basically for us to eat dinner, to have food, and dinner is important also, so we could eat and I could get some merch and also gas and stuff so we could get there and if we had any extra, which we ended up having a little bit extra, so we got a soda. So I got a soda and a bag of Cheez-Its that my sister was the one who ate because I was too excited and a snack didn't seem, I just didn't need a snack. But Squad Tour was a new level of life. Now, I will say Siwa Tour, I'm over the top excited. For Squad Tour ended up being more than what I thought it was going to be. And that was something that, who knows, this could happen too. But with Squad Tour, so much happened. And I'm talking first up, Squad Tour was kind of earlier in the morning, which I really like because I'm an impatient person. And also driving at night is not my most favorite thing ever. I'm fine. I'm not the one driving, by the way. I haven't drove before, but being in the car at night with my dad or anyone that I know driving. I'm just not a person that does great in the car at night. I handle it fine, it's just not my favorite thing ever. Also, I'm impatient. So, that one thing that I will say is the one downside that kind of makes sense is that, with Siwa Tour, is that it is later at night. The show starts at 7. but we're gonna try to get there a little bit early, just so we have time to like plan things out a little bit better, because we already know I'm gonna be taking Instagram photos and posting them like probably like I don't know when, and in front of I'm all throughout like our way in the building, like in front of the equipment and like equipment like bus type, like equipment trailer thing where they like store like all the props, the like screen, all of that stuff for traveling. Like I'm gonna be taking Instagram photos. Don't worry, yeah, I am very safe with that. I always try to make sure that my location is never included. I always like make sure of that. And in this case, it's like add a tour. So like by the time the photos are up, also it's still a little bit of a drive for us. So like don't worry, like locations will not be revealed like the same amount that from the squad tour photo. And I kind of feel weird because of the fact that my dad took a couple photos in line at squad tour, and one of them he got some random stranger in like the background, and I posted it, and I'm thinking I should have blurred them out, but I didn't because at the time, okay, things happen, and at the time I don't think, wait, no, I could be wrong, I don't know. But, so there is a random stranger in the background of one photo. Oh no, blame that on my dad. But he didn't mean to when he did it. It was just that we were in a really long line waiting to go in, and it was freezing cold, so it was like hard to think straight, and the excitement. But also, I'm really excited for a Seawood tour because of the fact that this is something that I feel like with Squad Tour, it was something mainly for me, and then I'm a huge Squad fan, the biggest Squad fan ever. There are a lot of people out there that say they're the biggest, but truthfully, I am the biggest Squad fan. I will rewatch a Squad video thousands of times, or sometimes I'll get there will be a certain part of a Squad video that I'm like, oh, I want to rewatch that again. So I'll literally just rewatch this one part of the Squad video 1,000 times before I continue with the video. But I love the Squad so much. But with Squad Tour, it was it was earlier in the day, which I like because I'm impatient, and driving being in the car at night is not my most favorite thing ever. And then also with Squad Tour, or I got a meet and greet. Love the meet and greet. That's something that I'm gonna talk about in a minute. But then I generally love the meet and greet so much. And also with Squad Tour, or I got a little lanyard thingy that said VIP on it, and then it had it just said VIP, and it's it felt fun to wear that because I never been VIP for anything, and it just felt fun and exciting. Also, with Squad Tour, also we got added in the fact that I caught some free merch. I caught a free Butterflies t-shirt. I love that so much. Also, we had the show. Show was amazing, and also I got to go up on stage. And because of that reasoning, it kind of led me to go backstage a little bit, because to go up on stage, you had to go up this ramp, and and then it took you into this little square backstage area where if I looked one way I could see backstage. if I looked the other way, I could see the stage, and then I had to like walk up on stage. And also, I got to meet all of the squad members and some very famous people such as Peggy, Piper's manager, well, one of them. And then also with Squad Tour, there was also like the added thing of that like Jensen high-fived me. And I think he noticed I missed it, so what happened with that was, since I was up front on basically at the venue, and they had kind of a gate thing, so, and I think it was for like crazy fans or something, I don't know, but there was like the stage, and with like all the screens and stuff, and then there was like a little gate, or like this gate thing, which, or like almost like a fence pretty much, but you could see over it, like it was very short, and so that left kind of a gap between the stage and that, and so they were doing a thing where they were throwing in like these beach balls, and the object was for us to keep them in the air, and then finally each squad member took one and they threw it out in the audience, and if you caught it, you get to keep it. And that was really, really cool. And that kind of leads to a moment. So basically, I'm not calling anyone out, but in a way I am. But, like, not because I don't really know who this person was. But anyway, there were, like, someone behind me and my dad. Now, there wasn't really any social distancing. And that was because it is like a standing thing, and that they were just trying to make sure everyone like could like make it in all of them. But the thing is that there was some people behind like my dad and stuff, since we were up front, and basically then literally what happened was that my dad caught a beach ball, and he felt that because the people behind us had like not the greatest spot to catch anything like merch or anything, because my dad's like a lot taller than like a kid, like he's a grown adult, and like a kid, like they didn't have like the greatest thing ever, so he caught like a small beach ball, and he gave it to them, like to the one person behind us because he went like, oh, it's nice, and like I got in so much from it that like I don't even really care at this point. Like, yes, like catching a beach ball would be fun, but like so he gave it to the person behind us, and they threw it back on stage, and my dad later told me, he was like, if he would have known they were gonna do that, he would have just given it to me in the first place. So that was like fun. And again, like I don't know if like this person like knew that you could keep it or not, even though it was clearly announced. But like I don't know. I don't know, they seem like a great person. But like still in that, but with like Squad Tour, like also like, so what happened was with the high five, that because of all the like beach balls were falling in the gap, so Jensen got down there, and it was really cool close up and stuff. And he like started like going through and like getting all of them and tossing them in the audience so like we could keep them and stuff. And that's kind of the whole point. Well, when he did that, I kind of wasn't ready for it, but he went to one end and like ran through high-fiving everyone like with his hand like this. As when he got down to our end, and I ever so slightly missed it, like not fully, I kind of just like high-fived his wrist. Like this part, still cool. But I think he noticed that because of the fact that like a couple seconds and later, or he went back through starting on our end, or like he went back through and did it again, and I got a high five. But like with Squad Tour, it had so many elements. I meant that like you couldn't beat Squad Tour. And also with Seaway Tour, I'm very excited about it. I'm extremely excited because number one, I get to go full blown rainbow unicorn glitter sparkle. Like I get to become a pop star, and I love that because one of my favorite things, or something that I really love, is like putting bright colors on and just kind of dressing as like a really fun like JoJo type of pop star. Or like what I mean by that is you don't have to like wear bright colors to be a pop star, but like in the Siva category of like pop star, of like bright colors and like fun things. And I have my like pink hair. It's just gonna be like fun. That's gonna be fun. Also, I'm planning to try to set aside for 2 reasons. Set aside like 2, maybe 3 hours to like get ready because I know I don't have things fully planned out. Luckily, I do have a lot of time for that. So to plan things out, I'm thinking, I have this dress. It's a JoJo dress, and it's a unicorn Cobb because JoJo named all of her unicorns Cobb. And it's like a fun dress that I'm thinking I'm gonna wear, but if I wear it, I'm gonna put like either shorts or pants underneath. Now the thing is, I have to approve one thing by my parents first, which is I have these like JoJo pants. They're technically like they came with the JoJo pajama set, but I also looked it up and I seen it with other sets that are just normal clothes. Now, last time I went to SeaWorld Tour, I actually didn't get to watch the bells on stage. I watched them from a TV, and the reason was because, again, like me and my sister, like, didn't fully plan things out, and so we went upstairs, used the restroom, we came out of the restroom. She's like, "You want to go get some merch?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so first I went like, "I don't have money," and she's like, "I don't worry," because my dad gave her like money for that reason. And then we went and found our seats. We sat down for like a split second, and she's like, "Do you want to go now?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we literally just went and like got in line to get merch. And so I was in line getting my Siwa merch as the bells like were going. But it was still fun because I got to see it from a TV. And I was in line for merch. And merch is amazing. I get a feeling we're going to have the bracelet incident all over again. What I mean by that is let me explain. So, when I went to Squad Tour, or I was in line, well, I was actually like, I walked in and basically walked straight over to the merch table, no problem, because there wasn't a line. So that was good. And the first thing I picked up was this bracelet, because my dad told me, like, pick some merch. So I picked up the bracelet that said Piper, or R, for, like, Raquel, line. Fun bracelet. And the bracelet, like, was $5. Like, the bracelet, not joking, was, like, $5. And my dad literally looked at me and went, like, "I'll get you the bracelet, but get something good along with it." And that's when I got my tour jacket. So, for that reasoning, I feel like we're going to have that incident. Because my dad's the type where if we go, he wants me to get something good, like a shirt, a jacket, like just something more than $5. And the funny thing is, I think we're going to have that incident. And I don't know if they are going to do XOG Pop merch or not. If they are, I'm going for that because my dad already said he wants me to like get something from the merch booth if I want to, which obviously I'm going to. But like he basically if they don't do XOG Pop merch, I'm going for a light up like thingy. Because last time I didn't know how cool it was. But I don't know. And it's like not even $10 last time. Like, So, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited for SeaWaTour. Also, I'm very excited because with SeaWaTour, we got the show, and it is kind of later. And truth be told, we're not getting home until we don't even know when. It's gonna be in the morning. We know that. The earliest that we'll end up getting home, which this is even a stretch. If it's gonna even be this early, it's 12 at night. So me and my dad are not gonna get to sleep that night. Or not much because it's a massive drive. It's not as bad as Squad Tour, but it still is a good 3 hours. So there's that. And then on top of that, we don't know how long the show is, and it starts at 7, and we don't really know. And from this point, I think it starts at 7 and ends at 10. I don't really know. We have no clue on how long, but we want to make this happen. My dad literally wanted this for me almost as much as I wanted it. Because of the fact that, and the reasoning is just because he wanted this for me because what you don't always see, what I'm never gonna put out there, and I'm not allowed to, I never will. Is that my life is much more than just perfect fun, always dancing, and even though I have a great life, I love my life. I like fun things like this, and just make it even better, even more over the top. And that's something that I especially now when I'm 16 and I lived out so many of my dreams that I never thought would happen. And it's all thanks to a couple of things. It's thanks to money for existing, but it's also an even bigger thanks to my parents for I'm paying the money for these things to happen. Also, it's thanks to so many other people that if it weren't for them, it wouldn't happen. If Abby and them never decided to do Zoom Worldwide, I wouldn't be dancing right now probably. Or I wouldn't be dancing as good or as much or as I am now. I love it so much, and I feel part of why I love dancing and training to be a pop star is because of the ALDC. Because they teach me, yes, they give me corrections, but they also encourage me. They don't scream at me or anything. They give nice, happy corrections, and they just believe in me so much that sometimes they believe in me even more than I used to believe in myself. Now that had changed, and and it's never that I never not believed in myself. It's always been that I never thought I would be a favorite of anyone. And I always kind of been I'm good, but there's so many people out there that are so much better than me, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm just gonna work really hard and get to where they are and get it to where either they are or 1,000 times better. I always been happy, and I always been I can do this. Yes, there's people out there who are great, but that's not gonna stop me. But now, I'm a favorite of so many. I have teachers that love me a lot. Really, they love me as a student, and they just like me as a person. That's great. And Abby has a system, and she said well, she didn't say this, but I forget where she said. I think it was in a YouTube video or something, or it might have been on Dance Moms, I forget, but she said that she loved all of her students as if they were her own, like, kids. And she tried to teach them the same way. So if she sees a student that's like being really rude, she's gonna say something to them. She's gonna be like, okay, and like I need you to pay attention for this class. Like, and she like helps them. She just loves her students, and that's great. And it's like the fact that I'm literally an Abby favorite, and the fact that literally took me like 2 classes to do that. Like, I feel like when I first started, I didn't really see my talent as much, and I really didn't believe in myself as much as I do now. And the fact that like that was like an eye opener that like, well, I actually have talent, and that's a good thing, but I'm never gonna rub it in people's faces. And like, yes, every once in a while I'm gonna talk about it in a happy, positive way, cause I deserve that. Like, I'm the type where like, I think it's okay to talk about your like success and your fame every once in a while in a happy, positive way. But I never think it's okay to rub it in everyone else's faces and brag about it. But it's fine every once in a while. Like, it's good, because if you take away that, then it's like, there's an airplane. But, like, it just takes away something. And the fact that I just love dancing because of, I feel like the ALDC has definitely played a huge part in that. And that's really good. And I could not thank them enough. Like, in a way, I am kind of thanking them because my parents are paying, and then which is actually helping them out like, because like it's helping them out like with keeping things going where we can still do this and like all of this stuff, and like different things. Plus, on top of it, like I also have to give a huge thank you to Julia Marlene, I think her name is. And she played Nina in the J Team, and here's the thing is I have to give a huge thank you to her because for doing the free subscriber Zoom call, because of the fact that if she never did that, I wouldn't have lived out that dream. Like, so many of my dreams happen because of other people, and I thank them. Like, I want to say thank you to all of them. And also I want to give a thank you to Alyssa because my turns have improved since Monday. And well, the arm placements have. So, on Monday, Alyssa gave me a correction. So whenever I turn, my arm kind of drooped down instead of staying up. And she gave me a little tip on that, which is that she said that she had a dance teacher once tell her that, and she put a drip of water on her arm that it wouldn't fall off until it reached her hands, like her fingertips or tips. So to remember to like keep my arms up, keep them up. It shows good posture and it looks clean, and it's like really cool. And somehow today, I was just messing around, kind of just like dancing a little bit, and somehow I managed to land like I think it was like either a double or a triple turn or an in plie. So I was doing like some like I'm creating like my own fun little combo where I was essentially doing in passe turn, but then at the end of it I was landing in plie and putting one foot like on my knee almost. So it looks really cool. I'm going to show you actually, not the turn part. So this, for those who don't know, is passe. But I was bending a little bit to land in plie and landing like that. Ow! I accidentally stepped on my ring light there. So, because of that, my turns are a lot better. And even though that was like just messing around fun, and that's not really what you would do, I don't think, in dance, but it's like, it was just messing around and thank you to a lot of people.